be drawn towards it. You just don't want it to look dead and lifeless. So I'll do the arms next. I'm going to press a key here. I'm keying the same frame in the first and last frames, just so that it's going to loop by pressing S and 1 and S and 48. So I'm going to move this slightly, maybe forwards, and then I can move it slightly. Let's see as I go. I can move it slightly back that way, and then so we've got something looking a little bit like this. Okay, so if I look at the curves again, I can modify it. So this is rotating in the y-axis. You can see it looks quite extreme there, so I'll bring that down. I'll go to curves, post-infinity cycle, just so I can see. I've got these flat tangents here, which I need to make into. I need to make these into spline tangents, so it doesn't look so strange. Yes, it's like, yeah. So you got this kind of wavy arm. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this, or copy this, and I'll make sure the curves pre-infinity are also cycling the opposite direction. And I'm going to paste it onto this one here. So I'll go to frame 4 and press paste. And if you see, we've got the same thing. Curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. So a similar kind of cycle here. I can see it's bent in a bit, so I'm just gonna take this and bend it out a wee bit, or maybe perhaps a bit more. So you've got this. Okay, so this we're gonna make it drop it down a bit. Again, it's too extreme. Down, selecting the curve, dropping it down further, going to the rotate. I think these are all fine, so it's got to be even less. So I'm going to take that right down, and I'll go to this one here, the one that I've made, and drop it down again. It's just to get a sense that it's moving. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rotational curve from here, the one that we have here. I'm going to loop this, curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. The one that is just this, around this middle one, I'm going to highlight this. So to highlight it, you just basically double click, you select the control, double click, right click, copy, then go to the one you want to paste it on, and I'll go to say frame 3, left click, paste, right click, paste, left click on the paste button, and then curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. Yeah, I'll try that again, didn't seem to work. Okay, so double click, right mouse click, copy. Actually, I think I need to copy just the, sorry, 1 second, I think I'm trying to copy too much. So I'm going to copy this. What I'll do is I'm going to copy the, we have this translation in the Z and X, so I'm going to Actually, I thought I was going to paste it on. I won't bother. I'm just going to try and I might just hand animate this. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to animate. I'll press S here and I'll press S here and I'll go to frame 24 and I'm going to turn it very slightly to this side. Copy. Oops. And then I'm going to press paste so it's the same. And then I'm going to turn it very slightly to to this side. And then I'm going to take this curve again. I'm going to drop it down by selecting everything, shift middle mouse and scaling it down. So we get this kind of slight movement you see in the upper torso. And then curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. So we've got this kind of moving. And then we'll do the same for this one too. Curves pre-infinity cycle, curves post-infinity cycle. That's for the Z. So I've got the X, the rotate Z and the rotate X, rotate Y, moving slightly. Then I'm going to copy these two, like so, just by double-clicking on the timeline, right mouse clicking, copy, and I'm going to go to this control. Just make sure it has the same order of controls. Yeah, Z at the front, Y around it. And this is also Z at the front and X around it here. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to frame 3 and I'm going to go paste. And then I'm going to make sure these are looping. Curve cycle, post-infinity cycle. So we have this kind of motion. Here I'm going to bring the whole thing down. I don't want it too extreme. So I'm going to make sure that the Y is okay. I'm going to maybe drop it down a little bit. Maybe down further on this side. So we're going to bring it down. And that should, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to take this in a little bit. Oops, that's probably a mistake, so I shouldn't. That's one of the problems of doing this kind of stuff. So I need to get that off there. And now I'm going to pull him down more this way. So you're always trying to look for the trying to keep the pose kind of interesting, so I'm having to bend the shoulders down. And that. Okay, so you got this. It doesn't look like much, but the hands are very stiff, so I'm going to try adding a little bit of motion to the hands. So going in and frame 1. Let's see, frame 10. Yeah. Copy that and paste that there. Okay, so you get that. And then you're going in and you're doing the same thing again. You're trying to You're trying to bring everything down again. Trying to bring it all down. And trying to bring it all down. And again, the waist feels like it needs a bit more. He's leaning onto this foot, so this needs to be cocked up further. There. So maybe there. 48 and 24. You know, you got a subtle shift, but not much. This is too much. And here again, it's the same thing. You're trying to get that first frame, press S last frame, pull your hand in a little bit. Oops. 120. It doesn't have to be 24. It could be on 21. Offset a little bit. And